All right, I'm back here, hopefully helping as many people as I possibly can. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you follow me on YouTube at U1 Algebra. That's where I will be. And you can always find me there in case something happens with TikTok, which hopefully that does not happen. So we're talking elimination method here. So elimination, I'm trying to eliminate one of the two variables so we can solve for the other one. So we do a couple of steps first. First thing we do is look at to make sure that the x's are in the same spot, the y's are in the same spot, constants are in the same spot. Check, that's good, we're good to go. Next thing we do is look to see if we have opposite pairs. 4 is not the opposite of 2, so that's not an opposite pair. 3 is not the opposite of a -1. So, okay, that's not gonna help me. My next step, are either of them the same? The answer is no. 2 and 4 are not the same, neither is 3 and -1. So my next option is to eliminate the easiest of the two options, either x or y. And in this case, I do have opposites. I have a positive and a negative. So if I just had a 3 right here, then I'd have a positive 3y on the top, I'd have a negative 3y on the bottom, and then they would be able to cancel. So in order for me to do that, I'd have to multiply this by a positive 3, and then that would make it negative. So I have to do not just to 1, but I have to do it to all of this equation. So I'm going to multiply the entire bottom equation by 3, and then we've got 2 times 3x, which is going to be 6x. Here's your 3 times the -1y, which is going to give you -3y. That's what you were going for. And then the 3 times the -5, which is -15. Now that we've rearranged this equation right here, I'm just going to kind of put a light line through it. We're not using that anymore. We're using these two. Put a big plus sign, and we're going to add vertically. 4x plus 6x is 10x. 3y minus 3y, or plus a -3y, will cancel each other out, which is what we wanted. And then -5 plus -15 gives me -20. Last step, divide both sides by 10. We've solved for our x value, which -20 divided by a positive 10 is a -2. Now we've gotten the x value, we're all set with that. Now the only thing we have left to do is go back to one of the two original equations up here we started with and plug in x where it is appropriate and where it's needed with a -2 and solve so we can solve for y. So whatever one you feel the best with, go for. In this case, I'm actually going to just go with the top equation. Again, if you wanted to go to the bottom, it's fine. I get asked this all the time. It does not make a difference. Whatever one you pick, it's not the wrong choice. You are always going to get the same answer no matter what equation you do. So I'm going to replace this one just because it's easier to read. 4 times x, which we just said is -2, plus the 3y is equal to -5. And then we're going to go ahead and we're just going to, again, sorry, it was blurry. We're taking that and we're replacing the same things. The only thing we're doing is replacing that -2 in where x is because we found out that that was -2. All right, now we're going to go ahead and solve for our problem. 4 times -2 is -8 plus 3y equals -5. Get y by itself. We're going to add 8 on both sides. Those cancel, leaving me with just 3y, which is equal to -5 plus 8 is 3. Last step, divide by 3, and we get y equals 3 divided by 3, which is 1. So I've got my two coordinates here. So my finalized answer is always written in coordinate form. So we do a parentheses, our x coordinate, -2, comma, our y coordinate, in this case 1, and that would be my finalized answer for this problem. Again, you should always make sure you go back and double check it into the other original equation to make sure that that one also is true, so to make sure you've done it correctly. Again, follow me on my YouTube channel, U1 Algebra. Look for these in the playlist of Systems of Equations Elimination Method.